just happened? All the Beast Kings just got wrecked, like, they got devoured. Not just like, you know, laser blasted and cut in half like normal. Neo ate them, and as we know, which has already been said, if anything's eaten by Neo, it can't regenerate, it can't come back. So, if you, for instance, have your head eaten, or if you're completely eaten, you're not coming back. You won't even be resurrected. You're done. It's GG to you. So, all the Beast Kings, even Bamina, they all got bitten into by Neo. And, damn. I did not expect such a brutal carnage, all that brutal carnage we got towards the end of the chapter. When you saw everybody getting devoured, eaten, and just Neo/Akasi's just going on a rampage, just killing everybody. I'm like, damn, this signifies the end. And let's talk about that. The end of the chapter, Toriko's like, this is the final battle and all that. Like, you see the planet crumbling, it's breaking, all of the kings just got eaten. You have it to where Komatsu, he got cut in half along with everyone else that was beside him. I mean, with all of that, this signifies the end of the battle, the end of the series. And I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, as we already know, and I've talked about this many, many times in the past, that it's implied that there's going to be a space arc. But at this time, though, I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, with knowing how, you know, Weekly Shonen Jump is, how they've been canceling series, you know, look what happened to Bleach, or look at all the other series that's ended recently, it makes me question, is Toriko really going to have that space arc? Is it going to end with Neo? And honestly, I have no idea. I personally have no idea, but will I be fine with that? I'm on the fence about it. I'm personally on the fence if this is the final battle of this series, but with the declaration from Toriko saying this is the final battle, like he's going in and all that, and he's not despairing, it just makes you feel like that, and it'll take probably a bit for me to really just realize that Toriko is probably coming to an end. But getting off of that, though, let's talk about the situation with Komatsu and how he was cut in half thanks to an energy blast after what Neo did to him. So Komatsu, he didn't get eaten. He straight up, he didn't get eaten. I just want to clarify right now, go back to that point in this chapter. You had to where Komatsu, he got cut in half, yes, but as thanks to an energy blast, he was not devoured. He was not eaten by Neo. So, since we know a lot of characters in Toriko, if they have a limb cut off or something, they can usually grow it back or something, or everything could be fine, as long as it's not eaten by Neo. If Neo doesn't eat it, you're fine. And that's the big situation right here. If, you know, Neo eats you, it's over for you. You're not coming back. And it's already been implied with last week's chapter that that big, like, mass, Neo mass, might be Neo's stomach or connected to Neo, and all the things he eats could possibly be that, because we see Blue Nitro in this chapter towards the beginning that's in that Neo mass, that big mass flab or whatever it is, but that most likely is Neo's stomach where everything he eats goes there, and it's currently being prepped from what we can see. So right now, though, there might be a possibility anything eaten by Neo could possibly be released if whoever's in the spirit world right now tries to cut open that stomach and get it open. Maybe all this stuff can finally be free and probably come back to them. For instance, like, let's say you lose a limb, your limb might come back, vice versa. If a person's got eaten, they might be able to come back, like Dawn Slime might be able to come back. You know, you get my point where I'm going with. So the main point is that right now, the situation stands that Toriko is really the only one that could really stand up and fight at this time, while everyone else is down for the count. Even Komatsu, he is down, he was cut in half. Even though he wasn't eaten, he's been cut in half, so he can't really do much at this time. So this was the weird thing about this chapter. When Komatsu got cut in half, the man was smiling and looking at Toriko, and I'm like, that looks really weird to me. Now, that's just my personal opinion, because maybe Komatsu, you know, he thought everything was okay, and that's why he was smiling. But this man was straight up cut in half. His organs will be flipping and flying out of his, you know, upper half. They're just going to be just smushing on out. Just, you know, his upper organs are just going to slide on out of his body because of the wound he took. I mean, he got cut in fucking half. And this man, as he's falling to the ground, you know he was cut in half. He doesn't have his lower half of his body anymore. He kind of smiles at Toriko, and I'm like, that looks a little bit weird. I'm gonna be honest, that looks a little bit weird, just seeing Komatsu smile like that while he was cut in half, but I'll roll with it. I'll roll with it because most likely everything might be fine because of whatever's going on in the spirit world, but still, it was very weird on that scene. So yeah, I mean, overall, this chapter, Toriko, not a lot of, like, details, a lot of, like, I guess, questions pop up. We found out that, you know, everybody's pretty much gonna die if something's not done now. The planet's cracking and exploding. You see that towards the end of the chapter. Toriko's the only one to stand up. Neo, the final boss, is taking over Akasea's body. You see how he's turning into this monstrous looking form. I mean, just overall, it seems like we're reaching that finale of Toriko, and I guess we're gonna have to see if there will be another arc after this or not, but it was interesting, to say the least. I mean, at the very least, the final battle of Akasea versus Toriko is coming to a close very soon. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I mean, how do you feel about this week's Toriko chapter? Do you feel like this is the final battle of this series? Do you think this is like going to be the final arc and there's not going to be a supposed space arc? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.